things get said that you don't mean. This is how, you really create that imbalance and that magic ratio. You really throw off that negative to positive balance, that 1 to 5 ratio. The attack defend phase, where two people are attacking the other person and defending each other. So when something goes from a friction point into a actual argument, all right, this is the phases. Now there's a saying of don't argue with a woman. I agree with that statement. But if you are in the argument and you don't listen to that, and saying don't argue with a woman is real cute to say on the internet, but then these guys who say that have no idea what conflict management action to do otherwise. So they're just saying things to sound cool and to jerk themselves off. And then, of course, they don't actually know what to do. So that's not what I'm going to do with you here. All right. But if it divulges into an argument, what happens is you have an attack and a defend mode that you're in. That's phase one. Nobody's willing to concede. Everybody's trying to win. Okay. So nobody's coming to a discussion with a climate of gratitude and appreciation for a partner and being problem solving focused. What they're coming to this discussion is high emotions and trying to win. All right. And so you have two people trying to win in an argument, and they're willing to attack each other any which way in order to make that happen. And this is how things get said that you don't mean. This is how, you really create that imbalance and that magic ratio. You really throw off that negative to positive balance, that 1 to 5 ratio, right? 1 negative for every 5, of equal intensity. You really throw that off, because in attack to defend mode, it's negative, boom, coming back and forth, right? It's a lot of negative interaction. And so these can be destructive to your relationship. And as a man, you don't win here. You're approaching this to win. Neither a man or a woman wins this one. If she wins and gets her way, she's effectively devalued her partner in the process, whether she realizes it or not. And that affects how she sees her partner, right? So now she's essentially brainwashing herself to be less attracted to what may be the best guy that she could be with, right? Or she's been in a relationship, so she's obviously decided that this is the guy for her, but she's changing her own mind through erratic emotions just by attacking the guy during this phase, right? And then you do the same as a man, right? Of course. Or as a man, what'll happen is you'll lose the argument because you let her attack the shit out of you, and she's devalued you, and now you're making amends and trying to make things better and simping for her, doing whatever. And it's like, it's highly unattractive, and it doesn't bring you closer to your partner. And most of the time doesn't even solve the problem, right? It just puts her in a position of power that's been achieved in a toxic manner, and really can throw off the dynamic of your relationship. It devalues you. The whole point of handling a conflict properly is so you don't devalue your partner. You could see a person, any human being, you could see them as a piece of crap, and you could look at every fault and flaw they have and add that up in your head and decide that they're not worth anything. Or you can see them as the most amazing person in the world. Now, sure, certainly certain people have a lot more negative qualities than positive. And so that makes it hard to see them as a good person, right? I get that. But most people aren't that, black and white, evil or good, right? Most people have positive and negative traits. And if you've decided you want to be with this person, you saw them with these positive traits. There's nothing wrong with reminding yourself of those positive traits when you're solving a problem. But people do this because they're afraid of losing power, and they end up in an argument, and which ends up making everybody lose. All right. Because even if she wins, she loses because she just devalues her partner and has bad feelings towards them. I don't think that's the goal. Right. And then as far as the guy's concerned, you either let her have these bad feelings about you, or you actually win the argument, in which case now she's resentful and angry at you, even if she's wrong. So there's a lot of times, and how many of you guys experience this, where she does something wrong, you let her know it's an argument. She's wrong. She admits to being wrong, but she's unpleasant and unhappy for multiple days because she's mad and upset, right? She's having negative thoughts and feelings towards you, even though she's the one who did the wrong thing. So who's winning there? Nobody. All right. So attack defend mode is when the emotions are high, people's anxieties are up. You're using parts of your brain now that are in emergency situations and things, more fight or flight parts of the brain are getting involved. Stress hormones are getting involved, and you're trying to beat the other person to get control. That's phase one of an argument.